challenge those guys in that first half. I think we got down rebounding margin minus 13 at one point. Ended the game, down 1. And keep preaching rebounding, and it's going to be critical for us down the stretch, especially playing without a center and trying to manage the best we can, lack of depth in the forward. So, we turned the ball over early, and we were sloppy, and couldn't rebound, and changed the defense on them, and made a back and forth battle. But we'll probably look back at the film and probably see several things that we can correct, and kick ourselves for not correcting them in game. But regardless, as the game inches and possession to possession game, and you just gotta find a way to catch a break down the stretch.
Questions for Coach and RaeQuan?
So, RaeQuan, start with you. It's obvious the first 12 minutes was a struggle. What flipped at that point? Because you guys had it tied before halftime.
Just staying the course. Like we're an older team, you know what I mean. So we have experience of being able to stay poised and not really get ahead of ourselves, and lean back, just keep pushing.
RaeQuan, you lose Noah late in the game, and you become the scoring catalyst. What did you, what was said to you, or anything that kind of for you to just take that charge?
It's always being ready. Like with Noah. I've had like a player, a teammate like him before, where we kind of go back and forth with it, and we just take turns. It's just staying ready at all times, because I could have been out of the game at any point.
And Coach, Ohio State would get up 10. You guys would cut it into that league fairly quickly. What does that say about this team as we get into conference play? Just how battle tested you guys kind of walked away with it?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're 5-8. We went through a heck of a lot of challenges to get to this point. But we're getting closer and closer to full strength. We're a few weeks away from having Jesse back and being more balanced. But to answer your question, these guys have an incredible amount of resilience, a lot of fight. By no means, our staff, the mantra within our program, are we ever going to quit and lay it down? We're going to continue to battle each and every possession. Hopefully things start to, fall our direction, which, especially down the stretch, they didn't really fall our direction anyway.
Did you hold RaeQuan out in the first half because of the 2 fouls? Just kind of trying to look at end of game?
Yeah, I mean, we managed that stretch pretty well, and as a coach, you just kind of managed to see the flow of the game, and I told him when he came out, I said, you're going to have to be ready at one point, I'm going to put you in there in the first half with 2, so he had the right mindset and understood the assignment, and came out and gave us what he got, especially down the stretch. He gave us everything he had, put us in a position to have a chance to win the game.
RaeQuan, after sitting out the final 13 minutes of the first half there, and then towards the end, you were kind of the guy on most possessions and out of timeouts. Is there any kind of adjustment when you have to sit out for that long period of time and try and get any sort of rhythm back, or is it kind of just you have to go?
Yeah, normally your legs are kind of cold when you get, back on the floor, so it's just up to yourself to stretch out and stay warm and stay ready.
Coach, 2 things. The possession that sent it to overtime, pick and roll with Pat, is that something like they're never going to expect this, or because Pat had been playing pretty well to that point? Can you just kind of talk about getting him involved in that moment of the game?
Well, I mean, that's one of the best things Pat does is set really good hard screens, and with the way we play and the guards that we have going downhill, that's one of the key strength of his. And I kept on saying it at halftime. I said, you go set a good screen, the guards wait for it, and it's going to create an advantage for us. Set a good hit on them and roll. And not only does that give him a chance to score, it gives everybody else a chance to score when we fill up behind him. So yeah, more than anything, we're trying to go downhill for Noah, but regardless, if you roll and do things right, and he draws all that help, you're going to be in a position to get that bucket as a big man.
So when he flips it back,
Yep.
I mean, what's going through your mind at that?
It happens so fast, and not a lot goes through my mind.
Yeah.
It's going that fast.
He, what did Pat give you the?
No, he gave us excellent minutes, and that's kind of the role that I saw him playing, and he continues, and hopefully we can build on that for him, and he gets some more confidence. 4 for 4 with 9 points and 5 rebounds, and +2 with 27 minutes, and especially with Jesse out, this is an opportunity for him to get more minutes, and get more playing time, and help his team. And everybody in that locker room wants to do their part and play the role to help us win. And we certainly haven't had a lot of consistency with our roster, so some of these roles are starting to be defined.
And then the overtime, RaeQuan shoots the 3, doesn't get the call. I mean, did you see that as a clear moment?
I was 3 foot away from it. I'm a pretty level-headed guy.
Right.
3 foot away from it, I had a clear look at the call.
Yeah.
Should have been made. And you go back and after reviewing the film, it was pretty evident that into regulation they didn't get it off. There should have been time on the clock. For whatever reason, they refused to take a look at that.
Did you try to point that out at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
When you prepared for Ohio State, how much did you look at the way that the zone that UCLA and Penn State was able to really take them out of their shooting? How much was that? Because what you did very effectively took them out of it, especially in the first half.
We've used zone throughout the course of the non-conference stretch to change the game. We've done different things and tried to get creative with how we utilize the zone. But obviously watching the Penn State game, coming down from behind 18 and finding a way to win, using that zone was certainly one of the reasons why we went to it early and often.
Josh, RaeQuan, defensively, did you guys feel comfortable after that early stretch when you started switching zone, man, going? Is that sort of going to be the mode for this team, you think, going forward?
Possibly, for sure. I mean, it's good for us since our roster's kind of, been mixed up over the past couple months. It's pretty cool to kind of switch up our defense and give them a different look here and there.
Coach, early you guys were getting dominated on the glass pretty well. What kind of changed there late in the first half and then in the second?
I challenged them, man-to-man, I challenged them. And not only that, I think we actually, for whatever reason, which probably shouldn't be the case, but I think we rebounded a lot better out of the zone than we did, man-to-man. And I think that had something to do with it, but I certainly challenged them, midway through that first half, and the way that game was going, and the way they were rebounding, that we weren't going to have a chance to win that.
2 more questions, please.
Coach, Ohio State, what was it like they shot the lights out, especially from 3? It's not
Felt like it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my question. It seemed like, especially in the second half, when they did hit the 3, it seemed like it was at a crucial moment, and it just seemed like it was kind of like, we penetrate, kick out, and, that's obviously probably a lot against the zone, but they missed so many too. There's a give and take there, isn't there?
No, we got to do a better job of keying on the guys that are way better shooters. We certainly left a lot of them wide open in that zone. But you got to give them credit. You look at the overtime, where they're 3 for 3 for 3. So
yeah.
They made clutch threes down the stretch. We'll have to look at the film to determine whether it was us breakdown defensively as to whether they got that or certainly the earlier you go to a zone, the more time the coach has to adjust to it. They kind of got to go with it.
Josh, you mentioned you're a level-headed guy. You don't explode a lot. So was that a purpose, technical?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I disagree with the call. I didn't think I did anything outlandish.
Thank you, guys.